building, you can begin the transition smoothly. With this wind, it'll try and lift the nose suddenly, so just be ready to control it, so it's steady. Nice and steady, speed's okay, bring the nose up, that's not bad. Excellent. Watch your speed now. That's nice, lovely speed actually, that's good. Whatever the problem was, it's fine now. Chris has missed out.
That's going
probably
fast
tolerate
now.
a tiny bit more back speed.
You know.
Tolerate a tiny bit more. Brilliant. 1,500 feet. Looking great. Hope that didn't break, but that's his fault for going so fast.
Yeah, that was.
1,500 and still going up using that energy. Look at the Vario.
Yeah.
It might be waste energy.
Yeah, might.
Is it winter Vario one?
No, it isn't. I can't reach it either. With my straps tight. Just...
We are. Oh no, we're still at the same height. Both Varios.
That mechanical Vario.
Mine's not working. Mine's just started moving once you turned it on. Okay, there you go. It's all yours. 1,500 feet. Mine is. My winter is stuck in.
Yeah.
It's slowly coming down.
Oh, there you go. I've just tapped mine and it's coming down
slowly
now.
Coming down. Just something. Just needed some air through it, probably. So what to do then? Can't see any clouds.
Let's just get upwind a bit, and then we.
I would go for our mount straight ahead.
Yeah.
Got enough height. You know when we turn around, we'll rock it back.
Yeah.
But see the big chunk of trees just under the nose.
Yeah.
Slightly to the right of that actually, and then you're pointing straight onto the mound.
Okay.
If the wind is from our left at all, it's hard to judge it. You judge it. We might have a bit once we reach those trees.
Yeah.
You see the wind speed must be at least 30 knots up here because we're not progressing forward very much.
No.
We are losing some height, we're down to 1250.
Yeah.
So we're in sync, assuming the electronic is right. Push forward a wee bit. Push forward, we're going to get closer to that mound. I'm watching the electronics showing that we're climbing, but keep going forward, otherwise we'll just blow backwards again. Wind is probably at least 30 knots here.
Woohoo!
Fantastic when you get some atmosphere. That's it. That's a perfect direction as well. If there is any left on the wind, you know, if it's coming from the left, you might get something.
Yeah. It's not going to take us long to get back, is it?
There you go, look at your Varios.
Yeah.
Ease a couple of knots off in case it's sustainable here. Keep enough for control.
Jesus.
That's it, just sort of hold it there. Try and steady your speed. It's 845, so you got an extra couple of knots. Because we might get tossed around if there's any rotor here. The clouds have gone, but it doesn't mean there isn't a system here.
Yeah.
So we could get rotor or we could get lift. It's always better with some hint of it. Was there a tiny bit to the left? Ever so gently so you can feel what the atmosphere is doing. Can't see anything on the ground, it's something what the wind's doing down there, but it's actually what the wind's doing up here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Still sinking.
Yeah.
Try a little bit more to the right then. I don't know, I'm just guessing now, but if the wind's coming straight down the valley, just down there on the right is the front of our hill. It could be a very narrow area of lift there.
Yeah.
Give it another 100 feet before we turn around and see what's happening behind us. Try that. If you get a gust like that, just haul the stick back and don't stall us, but just try and add 50 feet if you get a little gust of lift.
Yeah.
I'm showing under 1,000. There's a hole back there. And then let the nose come down again. Just took us back over 1,000.
Okay.
She just added 40 or 50 feet. But to do that, you need a few extra knots so you can lose it when you pull the nose up.
Yeah.
It's down to 950 now. Just gently come round in a wide left so we can look back down the valley. So we're still comfy. There's the red sheds, which is our normal high key down there. So you've got loads of, you're actually all right.
Yeah.
Is Chris, did he get airborne?
I don't know.
Oh, there's his glider, no.
No.
Look
It's
at the wall
still
around.
red.
Have a feel here. Look at your Vario. Little feel around. We're now a bit further out to the valley. I'll go right again. You decide, Mike. Actually, I'm just doing it as if my brain was.
Yeah, yeah.
holding
No,
the
you
stick.
just keep talking, Mark. I'm just.
Just ignoring me.
Yeah.
There you go. Remember, if you find you get a little beep on the lift, they like hold the stick back briefly.
Yeah.
That was me, sorry mate.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a real mess when it's like this and it's gusty. It's bouncing off the hills and everything.
It's absolutely all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah. It'll hit a house and turf up some turbulence 300 or 400 feet. Okay, all the decisions are yours now.
Yeah. I think we should think about going back a bit.
I'm showing just above 700.
Yeah.
And we should have a 20 to 30 knot tailwind on the way down.
Yeah.
So just in case we do hit something, we should have back. It's all there, well within reach with a really good tailwind. We're only a few hundred yards from what would be a reasonable high key anyway down there, the farm. On your right.
Yeah.
With the orange plastic.
Yeah. Okay, downwind checks. There's no
with the height.
650. We're probably a bit high here because we're not going to use up any.
You'll lose it as soon as you turn into wind with your air brakes out.
Yeah.
You'll come down.
Yeah.
But keep hold of it.
Yeah. Landing area is clear. My straps are tight. Are yours?
I'm tight, thank you.
Undercarriage is down. We're going to be landing at 65.
Okay.
I'm not going too far down. Yeehaw. 65. Get it trimmed.
See how far we've come? We've only lost less than 100 feet.
Yeah.
Maybe a tad of brake here. You've got tons of height. You'll be surprised how quickly you come down. Before you do the turn, you air brake.
Yeah.
That's it, beautiful. Okay, get your brake out now that we're more or less there. Pull it fully out, you'll be surprised. Watch your speed, fully brake, that's it. See the descent angle, keep your speed on. Ease the brakes in a tiny bit. That's it. This was me, sorry, just because our descent rate increased there. That was me again.
Okay.
Yeah, our descent, as we got, do you know what happened then? We suddenly dropped.
Jesus.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, just wind shear.
Yeah, that was a wind gradient. With full air brake, our rate of descent suddenly increased.
Yeah.
So we needed to move the air brakes in again.
Yeah.
And that was wind gradient. Which is why you're just conscious. That was good, what do you reckon?
That was entertaining, wasn't it?
It was. Disappointed, although you can see just from the atmosphere that the wave isn't there.
No. No, I mean that's like just all over the place today, isn't it?
It's great, isn't it?
I don't know.
I love it when it's a fight.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. You can't publish that one.
Never what, a carrier landing. Fucking hell.
You feel it slow down and you can ease the stick forward of it. We didn't get that, did we?
No.
Because that's such a bite in the wind.
Yeah.
My words, but you know what I mean.
I presume the massive increase in wind speed, in airspeed right at the end was the wind shear, was it?
Well, you saw
that
that
wind
usually
gradient.
comes off your airspeed. If you go, if the wind speed drops by 15, you lose 15 off your airspeed. You lose a degree of your lift, which is based on the wind speed.
Yeah.
The airspeed over the wings.
Yeah.
But it's the opposite. The wind speed will increase as you climb. So you're climbing back up into a higher wind. That's it. We're climbing speed still looks nice. 55, 60, nice and safe. Lovely. About 45, 50 degrees. That should get 1500 again. Tiny bit of right back. That's inside left back, left back. That's lovely. Keep the back pressure on. Keep the back pressure on. Feel the nose coming down. Just begin to ease the back pressure off. That's it. You can just feel the nose beginning to come down. We only got 1400 and 40 feet then, but can't complain.
Okay.
Hey, that time, I didn't feel it on the last flight, but that time, you just sense the nose being pulled down.
Yes.
That's when you just begin to ease the stick forward.
Yeah. I don't think we had the same crazy wind on that launch as we did on the last one.
And if you're still attached as the nose is coming down, he will then have the opportunity to reduce the power.
Yeah.
And you can ease the nose gently down and release.
Yeah. I mean, this
the
is...
first one, we just went up like a rocket and twanged it off.
Yeah.
I have no idea what to do different, frankly.
No, I don't. Sky looks...
Except maybe slightly different, go a tiny bit more right and head for those trees that are on the right, just in case there's something different.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do exactly the same as last time.
Yeah, exactly, because the wind is slightly different and it seems to be a little bit more from the left. So once we've been there, we fly across the trees on our right, you might find there's an effect there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't get it till you're below 800 feet or something like that. So you can fly over it at 1200 and not notice anything. There you go, look at the vario. It's smooth. If something starts to happen to the varios, actually don't do anything till you understand what it is, or do what you're doing now actually, just bring the speed back and see if it helps. But it feels a bit safer to fly a bit slower this flight, isn't it?
Yes.
Just then.
Now it's got a bit rough.
Yeah, that's because it's bouncing off the front of the hill here.
Yeah.
It's difficult to judge it. If you come over the hill smoothly and climb smoothly, and then start to peel off as it's finished climbing, so you might find there's a bit of... Actually, keep going there. I just heard him say all out, somebody else launched.
They won't have been able to push the...
Couldn't have done that.
They wouldn't have done it in that time, would they?
Zero lift, zero seat there. A couple of knots. This could be just because we're on the front of the hill. We'll see how it goes. My next move would be just to explore this and then ponder. If we're not getting it, look at that, there you go. Just a couple of knots at 40. Because we're not trying to turn or anything, we can risk a slightly slower speed. And if we get tipped up or anything like that, it's just stick forward an inch or two. We're holding on to the height better than the last time. There you go, that was me, that's me.
Yeah.
Just so you can add 50 feet just by doing that. Let the nose come down so the speed comes back. We just went up 50 feet. That could have been a 30-yard wide piece of lift.
Yes.
Just boom! I want some.
Yeah.
Took us back over 1300. But you need 5 knots extra so you can do that, or you've got to let the nose come down again before you stall. Which we did. We're still over 1300 and we were down at 1250 before. We're slowly drifting around to the left. That was me again, sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't get much from that because I was looking out the side window when it happened. I won't keep doing that.
That's alright, you do what you want.
It's just a way you can add 50 feet every now and again. And no, I'm sorry, my fault. I shouldn't be touching the stick.
Now, little things like that, Mark, it's just learning, isn't it? That's I'm just
We're
picking
sinking
up
now,
little
so this
bits.
is probably not a good place to be. I'd either go back the way you've just come, and in doing that, go down the trees. Go right round, so you're aiming for those trees on the farm by the left wing now. That's it. Get over the trees again. The trees and the few hundred yards to our right are where the hill mound is really at its steepest.
Yeah.
You can't judge it from here, but it goes down into the valley a few hundred feet. So there's quite, when the wind's coming from our left now, there's quite a piece of land for it to climb up there. Still sinking, probably not the best place to be.
Yeah.
We're more or less where you got a little bit of lift before.
Okay. Where were we
Let's
last
try
time?
something different then. Shall we go down to the left of the road? To the left of the road, you can see the mound. It's got to be above the mound or we won't get any lift. A bit more to the left. A bit more to the left. A bit more to the left. Now level the wings. And just down here between us and the road, you can often get a little bit. Watch the vario, watch your speed. Bring your speed back a tad so we can feel it. Nobody launching yet. No, not much happening. Where's the wind sock? Is. The wind stop. It's showing a little bit of lift.
Yeah.
Don't let the speed get too high, because it'll just bleed a bit of height off us. See the road?
Yeah.
And the tree and hedge line here on our right? Fly closer to the trees and steady your speed. Nose into the wind, see what happens. Don't have any ideas other than that, really.
No.
Steady your speed, take a few knots off, and then try and hold your speed if you're able to. literally again. I mean, quite literally, you can do that.
Yeah.
Half a second, I'm going to bring the stick back. Now I'm going back to 40 knots. Half a second, you know, can be, you can nibble away at it like that. You're right, it's just a detail.
Yeah.
In the long run, it may not help us because we're not getting up at all, really, but that's it. Just needs to stick back. There was a tiny bit of lift. You know, you're going below 40. I need to my nose is up. I'll move the stick forward.
Yeah.
Let the nose come down again before I try turning or anything. But
Okay.
the first time I did that with you, I didn't say anything. I just pulled the stick back. We went up 50 feet. There, watch your speed. Look, take a bit of speed off because we were at 0. If we were at 0 at 45, you might be at just half a knot up at 42 or 40. It's calm enough for you to hold it steady, isn't it?
Just about.
We're not benefiting much,
No.
but at least we're staying up. So you can just practice feeling the atmosphere. A tiny bit of 0. Keep it dead steady. The atmosphere is not dead smooth, so when you slow down it'll move us a wee bit more. If you're able to keep the aircraft level and not use much control, get a little bit of benefit. Sink rate's quite reduced now actually, so it's still over 8.
We're just sort of hanging on, aren't we?
Still at 850.
Yeah. This is where we started to run into the sink last time.
Yeah, but remember I said sometimes the hill below us, it's got to be in the right direction, but sometimes you can't feel any lift from it until you're at 800. I stayed an hour there at 800 once. But above 800, I didn't get above 800 because it wasn't working. So now we've got the option, when you're ready, you're still good. We know the speed is, either it's going to be from our left or from our nose at the moment, our wind. Look at the ASI, sorry, the vario.
Yeah.
So there's our high key, the sheds there with the orange plastic in the yard. Directly ahead now.
Yeah.
It's high key. Try along the road here now that we're at a height where it might work. Back towards the trees, Mike. Back towards the trees. So just keep everything central if it's wobbling around. Back towards the trees a tiny bit as we go down. Once we get near this farm, ahead of us, then you can move out towards the right. Still a little bit of hill. I can't see what the windsock's doing. It's probably not brilliant. There you go.
Yeah.
Had a good go.
Yeah.
So you give yourself a wee bit of space because the wind is from our right at the moment.
Okay.
So if you get, we know we're going to use a decent speed. Oh, you're at 55 knots. You can afford. Sorry, just added 50 feet then. Sorry, that was me again.
Yeah.
You started it, but I gave it a good haul because I glanced down. Speed was 55, and you had 15 knots to hold the stick back.
Yeah. Right, straps are secure, landing area is clear, undercarriage is down.
I'm secure.
65 again.
There is a bit more crosswind than our last landing.
Yeah.
And he needs 65. Gives yourself a tiny bit more space, I think. And judge it, you might just want to shed a tiny bit of speed when you know you're in. Height rather, not speed. Pull them all the way up briefly. Watch your speed. That's good, you've got control. Swing back over the caravan because it reduces the crosswind. Loads of air brake. Remember to just judge your descent rate because of the gradient.
Yeah.
I'd ease into half now. It's all yours. Lovely, lovely. Tiny bit of right rudder, that's it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Beautiful. Did all that just right, didn't we?
Yeah.
Rather. Loads of air brake to get us in. Then we were aware that we had a gradient, so we eased them back into half.
I was happy with that landing.
It was nice.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is we're just tracking with the nose to the left because of the crosswind. And
Yeah.
I was about to say, ease on some right rudder, and you just did it, so
Yeah.
that we land in the direction we're flying. Lovely. Very nice.
Good.